Hey everyone, it's George Nichols, and I'm super excited to be bringing you my very first video on YouTube as a realtor. I decided that the best way to kick things off was to explain to you all why I made the decision to get into real estate at such a young age. There are really 5 main reasons for why I got into real estate, and none of those reasons are more important than the other. But before I get into those reasons, I need to provide a little bit of background on where I was in life around the beginning of last year. So we all have that moment where we hit that wall in life. Well, my moment occurred around the beginning of last year. At this time, I felt completely lost. I remember thinking to myself, am I doing absolutely everything that I could be doing to reach my full potential? And deep inside, I knew that the answer was no. But I didn't have the courage to be honest with myself and do something about it. So I created excuses for why I shouldn't be doing this, or why I shouldn't be doing that. I became so good at creating excuses that I would do it without even noticing. Hey, I was creating habits, but they were far from being good. It was easier for me to be content with who I was rather than putting in the effort to become the person I knew that I could be. The excuses that I were making for myself sounded completely valid to me because I was the one making them up. But in reality, those excuses were not valid at all. They were made so that I could avoid failure and not have to go out of my comfort zone. Avoiding failure is what granted me success in the short term. But I eventually realized that I would fail in the long term if I didn't become more accepting of failure and take on bigger risks. Eventually, I became sick and tired of living this kind of lifestyle. I was tired of feeling sorry for myself. I was tired of doubting myself. I was tired of lying to myself. I knew that if I didn't change my attitude, I would live this kind of lifestyle for the rest of my life. Well, one day I told myself that enough was enough. There have been too many things that I regret not doing, and I didn't want real estate to become another one of those things. And ever since then, I've made a promise to myself to do everything that I possibly can to distance myself from that wall that I hit in the beginning of last year. And that is reason number 1 for why I made the decision to get into real estate. The second reason is because of my parents. My parents, they're my greatest inspiration, and they're the most loving and caring parents that I could ever ask for. My parents came from humble beginnings. The wealth and success that they have acquired didn't come easy to them. It came through hard work, dedication, and sacrifice. My mom, she grew up in the Philippines, and when she came over to America, she started off as a cashier at BWI, and now she works as a successful grants manager at the Maryland Transit Administration. And my dad, he grew his roofing business from the ground up, and he's gone through countless trials and tribulations to keep his business afloat. And I've seen that man go through hell and back, and he's never given up once. What motivates me is that if my parents were able to get where they are today with having so little, then there's no reason for me not to become successful unless I give up. And that's not an option for me. I can't and I won't take for granted what my parents have sacrificed to get me where I am today, and I'll forever be grateful for what they've done for me. I love you, Mom and Dad. The third reason is that real estate offers freedom in many areas of life, such as the freedom to choose the hours you work, or the freedom to earn as much money as you please, and especially the freedom to be yourself. Having all of these freedoms are so important to me because when I have a family of my own, I want to be there for them. I want to give my wife and kids the time, love, and care that they deserve. I don't want to have to worry about being at the office at a certain time, or making sure that the bills are paid, or forgetting who I am because of the people that I'm forced to work with. I want to be a loving and supportive husband and father, and real estate is what can allow me to do that. The fourth reason is that real estate provides me with the opportunity to make people's dreams come true. Just think about it. Real estate agents aren't just selling houses. They're also selling memories. A house is where people will get married, or have kids, or get that promotion that they've been waiting for. And I am blessed with the opportunity of finding that house that people will be making more memories in. And not to mention, for most people, their house is their largest asset. And for someone to trust me with their largest asset is a huge honor to me. And it's not something that I take lightly. The fifth and final reason for why I decided to get into real estate is because it challenges me to overcome my fears of social interaction, failure, and uncertainty, which are all things that I will without a doubt be facing in my real estate career numerous times. I became tired of letting these fears dictate the way I live my life, and I'm far from overcoming these fears, but ever since I got into real estate, I've become closer at overcoming each one of those fears that I listed down. So to end things off, I just want to say that I'm going into real estate with less experience, less knowledge, and less skills than most of the agents in my area. And that's perfectly fine, because there's nothing stopping me from closing in that gap. Listen, it doesn't matter how much knowledge, experience, and skills you have, because at the end of the day, work ethic will always prevail. Thank you all if you have made it this far into the video. Opening up about this stuff was hard, but it was necessary for me to do. I know that there are people out there who are going through the same struggle that I once did. And if you are one of those people, I want you to know that the answer you may be looking for might not show up today, tomorrow, next week, next month, or even years from now. But you just gotta keep going. It eventually will show up if you just keep going. I really hope that you all can make your dreams become a reality someday. If you want to follow me on my journey, please feel free to subscribe. And I promise I will do my absolute best to provide you all with value. Until next time, peace.